Rams were in the huddle with the Cardinals. They might as well just been like, hey, Kliff, what's the play you want to tell Kyler? Oh, okay. Hey, Kyler, they want you to drop back. We'll meet you back here in about 1 second and totally dismantle you and the offense and everything altogether. Last night was concerning the way they looked. It was concerning with the way they looked that they showed no creativity, no toughness on the football team. You said it. It's a talented roster. So you certainly don't expect to lay that kind of egg in that kind of playoff game. Kyler Murray's your pick, your guy. He looked horrible last night. Last night was the first night I went, oh no, maybe Kyler Murray's size is a real issue against really good playoff quality defensive teams. He got swallowed up in the pocket. He can't see when the pockets around him are collapsing. He can't stand in there at times and make throws when he knows he's going to get hit because I don't think he can see. I don't think he can trust if his arm's going to get over the guy's helmet. And I think he's, of course, worried about his size and just getting his size and getting bamboozled by people that are much, much bigger than him. So that was a lot there, but there's a lot, I think, to be concerned about a little bit with the way they've looked down the stretch the last 2 years. And that performance last night was crappy. That was sucky-ducky. That might have got the award for the worst performance of all the playoffs so far. And I know the Steelers laid an egg, but at least they fought and tried to do their best early on. The Cardinals, it was like, you guys look like crap from the first play of the game to the very last.
Kyler Murray's 24 years old. He's got 3 NFL seasons, and he's not having the kind of experience that maybe he thought he would have when he made the very high-profile and dramatic, contrived or otherwise, choice between football and baseball. I've always kept an eye on the possibility that if his football career just doesn't go the way he wanted, guy was a top 10 draft pick. There was a game not that long ago that afterward he had an A's hat on. And Cardinals fans used to freak out when they saw that A's hat. I think they've just gotten used to it now. Like when you slide your rear end into a hot bathtub, you eventually just kind of accept it and you get used to the heat. But I look, you got to do a lot of soul searching after this season because it was all going so well. This is it. This is the special season. We're 10-2. Everyone is finally acknowledging we're the best team in football. And then what the hell happened? The wheels came off.
Chris, off.
The graphic that we showed, and I don't want to make this a fire Kliff Kingsbury session, but we have to be fair. Others are held to a high standard. Others have been thrown out the door for less. Brian Flores, for crying out loud. When you see 3 straight NFL seasons of 2-7, 2-5, 1-5, what does that mean? We talk about this all the time. The code gets cracked. Whatever he's bringing to the table,
right.
after 7 months of preparation for the season, they're not making changes. They're not self-scouting thyself.
Sure.
They're not pivoting to correct their own weaknesses and take advantage of the weaknesses. You know, one of the big things that came out of yesterday, when we really drilled down, I think we did a fairly decent job by our own relaxed standards on looking at the Cowboys' final play from every angle.
Right.
But, you know, you've got the great coaches and you've got everybody else in the NFL. And the great coaches are obsessed with detail, obsessed with making their team better, obsessed with shoring up their weaknesses. Case in point, Golick and I were talking about this yesterday on PFTPM. The Larry Fitzgerald move that we saw throughout his career of hustling the ball to the center, to the official, when clock is ticking. You know, the best coaches in the NFL see that, and what do? They incorporate that.
They tell their
approach.
team, hey, look at this guy. Look what he's doing. Here's the video of it. Look what he does every time in the 2-minute drill. We got to do this. Yes, no doubt.
And if you're going to put all eggs on that play, if this is what your season is going to come down to, and that's the level of detail. You know, I was bouncing this off some people yesterday. I don't want to make this about the Cowboys, but my point is detail, obsession with detail.
Right.
Detail. Let's pronounce it every way that we possibly can. But we're getting into too much detail about how to pronounce the word detail. You know, just get the hell out of the way of the official was one of the things I heard from somebody who, you know, is pretty adept at these things. Just get the hell out of the way of the official.
Yeah.
That's the most important part of the play. Get out of the way. You need to know. And, you know, you need to practice it. And another thing Golick and I were talking about last night, the idea that, it can't all be on the coach. At some point, Peyton Manning has to show up and say, hey, we need to do this better. Hey, we need to do that better. Hey, maybe we should have an umpire simulated on this play so we can practice it better and be ready for the actual game situation. It can't always be only the coach, but the best coaches are obsessed with detail. And to get back to Kliff Kingsbury, you see that record down the stretch in 3 NFL seasons.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Code crack.
I don't see the growth.
You said it.
It's
That's
regression.
It is.
It's regression.
Yeah.
His code is getting cracked, and he ain't cracking anybody else's code.
I think that's a fair way to say it. Again, you go, well, 6 out of the last 9 football games they lose. Offensively really fell apart. Got dominated in some games. That's what I think is concerning too. Whether you look back at hey, the Carolina Panthers coming to town in the Cam Newton game and dominating that football game, or you can go with again, Detroit, the way that looked. I mean, the winless Detroit Lions just absolutely stomped on Arizona that weekend. I mean, that's where the Colts, with all the injuries and COVID issues they have on, what was that, Christmas night, right?
Yes.
All those issues. On the road, nonetheless, they outplay Arizona. It's the optics of it that are not going to look good, too. And then you add on a Week 18, hey, wait, if we win this game, we could have a home playoff game and win the division, and they lay an egg to a team that's playing for nothing in the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks kind of have their way with them throughout the football game. And then last night, oh, okay, fine, hey, we still got in the playoffs. Hey, we're limping in there. We can kind of salvage this bad end of the season if we could just pull off a win or at least look good tonight. And, I mean, it just was at no point. I mean, really, it was first drive of the football game. Rams down, or, early on, Rams down the field, touchdown, and Arizona just lived on their side of the field, could never flip field position, and never gave you a sense, really, after the first drive or two where you went, oh, it's close, they'll find something, they'll get something. I mean, there was no light at the end of the tunnel in any way. Every run was, boom, stop at the line of scrimmage. Every pass was Kyler Murray. I don't know if anybody's open. I can't see. Blah, blah, blah. He couldn't run. He couldn't do anything. It's just the look and the optics of how it all crumbled that is going to be questioned. And then add on to what you brought up earlier is, again, it's just there's too much talent to have that type of collapse from that football team. And I think that's where Arizona, the Cardinals management, to your point, is going to have this question. They're going to have hot seat conversations here.
You mentioned that Panthers blowout, and I can't help but wonder, because that's Matt Rule, who coached at Baylor and crossed paths with Kliff Kingsbury.
That started the code
Texas
cracking
Tech.
a little bit, right?
That's my point.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, we got Kliff this week. I know exactly what he does. He's very predictable. I've seen it twice. I prepared for it. I've studied his film. I know what he's going to do. And look, let's be fair. I haven't heard this from anybody. We're just trying to figure out how in the hell the wheels are coming off for Kliff Kingsbury every single year. And at some point, it's a trend. And at some point, the explanation is you are getting out-coached. You are not paying attention to detail. You are not taking your team to the next level. You are not, when the season gets to the point of maximum pressure and maximum film, you have clues, you have tendencies, you have tells that are being exploited, and you're not doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So there are flaws in that coaching staff.
Right.
There are flaws in that program, and we'll see whether or not Michael Bidwill, Steve Keim, and it's the other dynamic too, and it's different than what we talked about last week in Miami, where maybe felt like Brian Flores was trying to parlay his success into maybe a little more say, which would have been good for the Dolphins. So others who were threatened by that turned on him and whispered into the ears of Stephen Ross to get Flores out of there. But Michael Bidwell's sitting in that suite every game, not with Kliff Kingsbury. He's sitting there with Steve Keim, the guy who built the team.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know what they're saying, but I know what I'd be saying if I built that team. Man, we got some good players out there. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know why they're not deploying these good players better than they are. Now, I will say, without DeAndre Hopkins, that makes it a challenge, but at the same time, Look, you got a great quarterback.
We saw them
Great
collapse
quarterbacks
with
overcome.
Hopkins last year. It didn't matter. You know, at the end of last
great.
year, we broke down games at the end of last year, and Pete, you know, he's back in the studio here today. He'd tell you, how many times did we show a chart of DeAndre Hopkins' routes last year and go, look, he ran 3 routes in the football game. They dropped back 44 times. He was in the same spot. He ran a hitch, a go, and a 10-yard out, and that's all he did. And I think that speaks a little bit to what you're talking about here too. There's none of that. There's no curveball. There's no self-scout thyself during the season. There's no adding on to the offense in the offseason to go, wait, we got a new mantra here that you have to worry about when you defend us, and we have a new angle of our offense. It's all of that, like you're talking about. And to the, like, you're right with the Panthers thing. Like, that's how code cracking goes in the NFL. You look at it, and it has all the signs of that, where, oh, wait, the Packers beat them, showed a few things, how to slow them down. Panthers come to town, guy who's got knowledge of the offense and the rules, and a Matt Rule because he went against them in college. To your point, other teams now watch that game and they go, oh, wait, the Packers did this when they got in that formation. Oh, wait, and Carolina played it like that. Oh, man, they really had issues with that. And then teams continue to build off of that as they go and study. And it has all the signs of that, of the fact that there was no adjustment. Teams caught on to exactly what they wanted to do. A lot of replays last night where you look and you go, oh, my gosh, the Rams are dropping to all the spots the Cardinals are trying to throw the football. It's like they knew where they were trying to get or attack their defense, and that's where it's scary. And then, of course, when you have a quarterback who's got talent and you go, wait, he's having a rough night, but they're doing nothing to help him. At some point when you go, hey, wait, we're not making any plays in the pocket's collapsing. What element of the offense is now like, where's some bootlegs? Let's move the pocket and sprint out, and he could set up, and let's move the protection there to where now he could see. There was just never anything even last night to go, wait, okay, you did this? All right, I got this move. Here we go. Kept waiting for that and never even came close to happening.
And look, I'm a huge Kyler Murray fan, but if you are going to be 5'11", and I'm not quite sure he's even 5'11", if you're going to be, because I'm 5'11", and I think I'm taller
You're
than him.
taller
Then
than
again,
him. You're taller.
I'm 5'11", and I'm taller than Kyler Murray,
Yeah.
so he's not 5'11".
Right.
Shocker, the information on the stat sheet regarding the size or the height or weight of a quarterback or any other player may be off a bit, but you got to compensate for it. And to your point, where was the compensation?
Yeah, that's where
for the lack of height last night. And if you're not going to run the ball, and if you're not going to have that explosion that we see from him from time to time, we get used to see it. Wasn't that a night to unleash him, just like Josh Allen got unleashed?
100%.
26-yard run on the first drive.
Right.
Put the Patriots on their heels on Saturday night. That's the kind of thing when if you unleash that and use it early in a playoff game, you really get the defense a little wobbly, and you get him thinking he's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. What was it? I don't remember any like, oh wow, there goes Kyler Murray. He had 2 carries for 6 yards, for crying out loud.
No doubt.
You can't have 2 carries for 6 yards
No.
with the most dominant running quarterback in the NFL. In a playoff game, single elimination, you cannot have 2 carries for 6 yards. You cannot go into that game saying, tonight's the night that we make Kyler Murray a pocket passer. Get the hell out of here. Hey, Kliff, I like you. Nice guy. We had a couple of good interviews with him.
He is.
You better
He's
be
great.
You better
that
be
way.
glad it's Michael Bidwell and not Michael Florio who's making the decision today, because if it was my team, you'd be gone.
Well, it just
be gone.
Yeah, There's lack of answers. That's what we're talking about. And again, the defense didn't look a lot better either, right? I mean, we haven't even got to that aspect either. The Rams absolutely, pushed them around, and that was an ugly look too. There's no doubt. But yeah, the offense is the part of the team that's supposed to carry the football team. And again, I think this is where you get back into, Tirico was texting last night. He texted me a little bit during the game, and he was like, a little bit about, like, what's the deal with these spread offenses? What is the deal? He kind of was, like, asking me about it. Like, we're gonna get to the divisional round, and all these spread offense, running quarterback type of offenses, and none of them are here. And to me, it gets all to what we're talking about. It's too simple. underneath the center. I mean, in the shotgun, it's, doing this, and it's limited run plays. The back's offset to one side. It's like you're either running inside zone or they pull a guard, and the guy's not even running downhill, the running back, because he's running horizontal to the line of scrimmage. The pass games have nothing to offer because the pass game's totally predicated on this college premises of, wait, I have an awesome athlete at quarterback, and as long as we run the ball a little bit, it'll be really simple on the outside to throw the ball against all these looks. And we see with all these offenses, none of them work. The only ones that are somewhat spread-like, right, are you people who could go, well, what about the Chiefs or what about the Bills? Yeah, but they're based in NFL principles. Andy Reid coming through the NFL, Brian Daboll too, and now they've sprinkled some spread stuff on top of their NFL basic offense. So it gives them that look. But these offenses, listen, I question them. It's every year we talk about it. The running quarterback, the spread offense, all that, and every year we get to the Final Four, and the quarterbacks that are in it are the ones who can stand in the pocket and make throws. Or we get to the Super Bowl, and it's about the guys who can stand in the pocket and make throws and run the ball a little bit that way. And that's where I just question these offenses. There's just lack of questions and, answers and diversity and creativity with it. And you saw all those issues kind of, come to a pinnacle last night.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.